Hey, mahal everyone! Welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40 and we are back with another video on the global version of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be discussing on preparing for the IFRIT Esper trial. Yes. So I was alerted to the news that this event is literally going to be hitting just hours from now upon the making of this video by a good friend of mine on the Facebook group that I'm a part of for this game. So thank you to my friend Roger for letting me know about, the announcement by Square. Didn't expect it to come this quickly. I thought it was actually going to come this weekend because that seemed to be the pattern, for for releasing these events to us. But I mean, it is Valentine's Day tomorrow. I guess they wanted to do something cool, so might as well give us this first IFRIT Esper trial event. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about what the event is going to be about, as well as which characters I feel like would be great to bring, and how to prepare and things like that. So the IFRIT Esper Trial event is going to give us a chance to collect 2, 3, and 4-star rarity materials to level up our Eidolon IFRIT past level 5. Because as you know right now, we can level them up to level 5 with the mats that we can farm from the story campaign quest. But after level 5, we do need to do this trial event. Okay, we can earn amazing rewards such as summon tickets, gems, and more, such as materials to be able to fuse into our equipment to be able to level them up. Now, this event is a 2-part event. I am not entirely sure if they're going to be releasing part 2 to us, but just in case they do, I am going to be including it in this video. So part 1 contains 5 stages, and then part 2 is coming later, will contain 2 very difficult stages, which is stages 6 and 7. Stage 6 is going to be a level 60 difficulty, and then stage 7 is going to be a level 70 difficulty. The featured bosses will include the Land Turtle, which appears at stage 1, Behemoth, which appears at stage 2, Red Giant, which appears at stage 3, and then we're going to be introduced to Chimera, who's a new boss, coming introduced at stage 4, and then stages 5 through 7 will contain a mix of these bosses, but they're going to have buff stats and abilities. And then just a reminder, all characters will have their synergy bonus during this event. So all the characters that you use for this event are going to have their stats boosted. Alright, now moving forward, in Japan, when they released this event, they also released a new summoning banner for weapons. So, more than likely, we're probably going to be getting the summon banner as well. So the new summon banner is going to be featuring a new weapon. It's a 5-star Crimson Edge. It's a 15 CP weapon for Cloud. So the special thing about this weapon is it has the ability to an enemy buff when you land a critical hit with ability. So this is going to be very useful, especially for this IFRIT trial event. Along with that, we're also going to be having the 5-star enhancer for Warrior of Light, 5-star survival edges for Rem, 5-star Oak Staff for Vivi, and 5-star Sky Hunter for Hope, all at a rate up, including with Cloud's new 15 CP weapon. Alright, so a little bit of tips to prepare. Definitely get your IFRIT to level 5, because the new boss Chimera is weak to fire, so IFRIT is going to be your Esper of choice. For me, this is my personal recommendation. For a team, I would prepare at least 1 Brave Battery character. So a great one would be Yuna, and then 1 Magic DPS, and 1 Physical DPS. Now, again, this is my personal recommendations. If you have any recommendations, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And then you also want to farm up Fire Crystals for Vanille, because I believe she will be a valuable asset, especially against the Chimera boss. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is this new boss, which is the Chimera. So the Chimera is going to be introduced at stage 4 and also appears on stages 5 through 7. The stage 4 version has 40,000 HP and is weak to fire. Stage 5 has 50,000, stage 6 has 70,000, and stage 7 has 90,000 and also can maximize his Brave at 8,500, but also still has that weakness to fire. Now, some key things you want to remember about the Chimera fight. So the Chimera is going to start buffing itself during certain HP thresholds. So at 80%, he's going to increase his attack by 1.8. At 50%, he's going to boost up his defense, so he's going to reduce oncoming Brave damage by 10%. And then at 30%, he's going to be giving himself a regeneration to his Brave. Now we're going to move on to recommended characters that I feel like would do very, very well in this event. The first one is going to be our all-star player, Vanille. Her D-Protect debuffs the enemy attack and defense, which allows you to do more damage to deal with, and then also allow you to be receiving less damage, so very, very good. And then her Dispel is going to be like her key ability, especially against Chimera. So the moment the Chimera reaches one of those HP thresholds and buffs himself, boom, cast a spell and remove that buff off of the Chimera. This is why Vanille, I feel like, is going to be like your all-star for this event. The next unit I recommend is Yuna. We all know she's super good. Esuna is just too good. Even without her weapon, she's still a very valuable Brave battery, and the ability to also be able to remove status ailments and debuffs is just too good. And then her cheer ability can save a character low on Brave in a pinch. Cloud is the next one. Now, if you pull his Crimson Edge, he can be very effective because, again, he can remove enemy buffs upon landing critical hits with his ability, so very, very useful against especially the Chimera. And then he also has a chance to paralyze, which helps, and a guaranteed chase can rack up the damage with his finishing touch. Moving forward, the next character I want to recommend is Experion, because Experion has Blood Weapon, which is a high damaging attack that also self-sustains Experion with healing his HP. So he keeps himself alive while dealing a lot of damage. And then his Seize attack is a great way to self-sustain his Brave in the chance that his Brave dips a little bit too low. Vivi is another one that I recommend because Vivi's fire ability is great against the Chimera, who is weak to fire, and Focus will help further, enhance Vivi's damage. And then I also recommend Steiner because Steiner's magical sword is fire-based, which again is great against Chimera, who is weak to fire, and his power break, can definitely help in a pinch to potentially lower the enemy's attack. Moving forward, we have Warrior of Light. Shine Shield, again, it's just amazing to protect your units from incoming Brave attacks, or you can also use this in conjunction with his Throw Buckler. So Throw Buckler, again, we know removes aggro from a targeted unit and draws them to Warrior of Light. And because this ability has a high turn rate, once you use it, there's a very high chance that Warrior of Light will act again, so then you can place Shine Shield on yourself. So then that way, Warrior of Light is eating all incoming Brave attacks for 5 turns. The next one is Zidane. Zidane, both of his abilities have high turn rate, so it allows him to act quite often. And then he also has a potential speed debuff with Stellar Circle 5, which can be useful in manipulating turns. Next character I recommend is Ram. She is the only HP healer available that can help in keeping your characters, alive. And then turn swap could, you could use it strategically to save another ally. So, for example, let's say an enemy is targeting somebody that has very little Brave left, and it's Rem's turn. She can turn swap with that character, so then that character can take their turn and then increase their Brave with a Brave attack, so then that way they're safe once they're targeted by that enemy from being Brave broken. Next characters I recommend is Ishtola. So Ishtola's stone can come in handy to delay an enemy turn, and also Hermetica 2 makes her a great Brave battery. She misses out on the Esuna that Yuna has, but at least she'll still be able to provide Brave for the entire party. Next character I recommend is Cecil. Now Cecil's particularly for his Valiant Blow because it has multiple uses, unlike Cloud's finishing touch. However, it does cost some HP, but it at least guarantees a chase. So you could use this in conjunction with a summon for massive, massive damage. Just be sure to keep him alive, maybe have Rem in your party if you decide to use Dark Knight Cecil. The next character I recommend is Bartz because he is a great choice for a Brave Breaker with his double hand, and his missile is especially useful against a stage 7 version of Chimera who can max out its bravery to 8500 because missile first decreases the enemy's Brave by a percentage before he actually deals damage with his Brave. So it's very, very powerful against Chimera. And the last 3 characters that I recommend, the next one is Terra. She has high burst damage in conjunction with her Chance, and her Chance can also act as a Brave battery for herself in case she is low on Brave, so she can self-sustain her Brave. Next one is Penelo, who I feel like is an amazing support. Her Great Haste gives your units a higher chance to take their turns, or even multiple turns before the enemy can even act, and then Regenwaltz helps with survivability because it gradually replenishes your HP. So if you guys watch my video on my speed team with her, Zidane, and Dark Knight Cecil, you can try using that team for this event to manipulate speed and manipulate turns. And the last character I do recommend is Hope, because his Shell and Protect not only helps the party survive, but it can also act as like a pseudo-Brave battery, because he does give your party a little bit of Brave before he actually applies those buffs to your party. Alright guys, well I hope this video helps you guys out in preparing and combating this upcoming IFRIT Esper trial. Again, not sure if we're getting part 2. If we do, I did cover it for you guys just in case that we do get it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new for future Dissidia, Opera, Omnia content. Once again, I am the Broadway Saiyan, my name is 40. Stay tuned for the next video. Good luck with the IFRIT Esper trial, and mahal everyone.